show, and I'm excited to welcome first my co-host, Sherry from Storehouse Media Group. Sherry, how are you? I know you're excited about our guest. I have tons of questions and wish we had more time. Sherry, how are you?
I'm good, and I'm super interested to meet and talk to Kathy, our guest,
Yes.
because of I lived in Florida during that time that this stuff happened to her.
Wow. All right. So we have Ted Bundy survivor Kathy Kleiner. She is the author of A Light in the Dark: Surviving More Than Ted Bundy. Kathy, thanks for stopping by. How are you?
Thank you for inviting me, and I'm doing great. Thank you.
All right. So another big thing is this is the 45th anniversary of Ted Bundy's trials tomorrow. How does that make you
Yes.
feel? Think about when you think about that.
I'm just glad that he is gone, and mainly he's not going to hurt anyone again, and he's not going to ruin anyone's life, and he's not going to take women away from us as he did way too soon. And I'm okay. I don't dwell on it. I just know it's happened. It's in my past, and I don't want to give him any more of my mental energy. He's not worth it. So it's not. It's a good thing, and then I don't dwell on it. So that's how I deal with it.
Okay, Sherry, go with your first question.
Yeah, Kathy, I was looking at your book, and I really have to read your your description, your short description of it, because there's so many things in here that caught my attention. It's the first book by a confirmed survivor of Ted Bundy, and the only one, and this I found this super interesting, to challenge the popular narrative of Bundy as a handsome killer who charmed his victims into trusting him. Explain that. I found that super interesting.
Well, he was a loser. He wasn't charming. He was average. He had in elementary school, the kids used to make fun of him, and he used to kill animals and everything you think about as a serial killer. He was a loser. It took him 8 years to get his degree, his undergraduate degree, and he didn't have the aptitude for learning. And he didn't approach his victims from the front. He didn't lure them anywhere as much as when he killed them when the girls were asleep in their bed and did not confront them. And then when he killed women that were outside, he'd hit them in the back with a crowbar because he was a loser, and he just was
Howard.
terrible. Yes, yes. And he would mutilate these women and bury them, and then go back and wash their hair and put makeup on them and do them again. And he was just a real loser.
What are your thoughts about how they're depicting serial killers as these rock stars more and more every day? All the different Ted Bundy movies that were out where they make him look like he's this really, really attractive guy when he really wasn't.
I think the main thing is the producers and the writers and the movie makers want to make him appealing and look like, a good guy because they want to make money. And I don't think they're going to make money if they say he's a loser and he also attacked women. That story isn't going to go as well as the Netflix series and any of the other movies. It's all about money, I think, on that end.
Yeah, your book, A Light in the Dark, and after looking into it, I understand why you did that. I really won't explain why you titled your book that way. That gave it that
Yes,
title.
yes. I had lupus when I was 13. I was diagnosed with it. I had chemo and lost all my hair. I was attacked in 1978 by Ted Bundy. I had breast cancer at the age of 32, and I had a couple miscarriages. So all these things have made me stronger. I'm not going to live in a little scary box with these things on top of me. I broke the box open, and I just want to go through with it. And I found by talking to people, helped me, and it helped them because they don't know what to say to me. Family and friends don't know how to broach the subject, and if I did it for them, they relaxed more, and I could talk more about it. So I wanted people around me to feel good, and mainly for myself.
What did you hope readers would get most out of this book? What are your hopes?
Um, I think mainly is to open up about the women that were killed. Most books you see on a Bundy, it's a paragraph with all the victims' names and a comma. And to me, over the years, it's just so not right. The women had lives and everything, and I wanted to portray who they were and what they wanted to do and what their life's goals were. So to me, the main emphasis on the book is to tell about the victims.
It's so glad to hear that because, they do, as Neil said earlier, they do romanticize these serial killers. And somehow, sometimes the victims just get lost in the whole, they're like, a second thought to the whole situation. But, you again, back to your title, A Light in the Dark, that was somehow very, very significant when Ted Bundy attacked you, right?
Yes, I was in the sorority house. I lived on the second floor that faced the back parking lot. And the back of the room was a bank of windows. And that's where the headboard was to our twin beds on each side of the wall. And in between, we had a little foot locker, a little trunk. And we had that between our beds. And around 3 in the morning, I heard the door open against the carpet. It was like a little whoosh. And I woke up a little bit, but it didn't stir me enough to wake up completely until I heard the trunk. Someone had tripped over that little trunk because it was so dark in the room. Now that woke me up, and as I opened my eyes, I could see someone standing there with his arm up in the air to hit me, and he had a club in his hand. And he hit me so hard, broke my jaw in 3 places. I cut my cheek open so you could see the inside of my mouth. I severed my tongue, and I had my jaw was completely shattered. So this is the person that came in my room and attacked me at night while I was in my bed. And then what happened? He was going to hit me again. And all of a sudden, a bright light shone up in our bedroom. The room just really lit up, and I could see this person clearer now. And he was kind of antsy, walking back and forth. I don't know if he thought he was seen, but he wanted to get out of the room. So he ran out of the room and left the sorority house. And what that light was, it was a car returning a sorority sister's home late from a date. And as he turned around the parking lot, that's the light that shone up into my bedroom. It's a light that saved my life because I probably wouldn't be here because Bundy didn't leave his victims alive, and he was coming in to kill me.
Oh my goodness. I mean, and talking about this and thinking about it, how are you able to get over this? Like always having to explain this in interviews and then listening to maybe if you were listening to someone else interview about this experience. How do you deal with it?
I deal with it by facing it head on and talking about it. One day I was a victim, and the next day I became a survivor. And I wanted to live my life for me and for everyone around me as a survivor. I wanted to take them down a good road on my journey. And I had many ways I overcame the trauma. One of them was I was scared. I had this black Bundy mass around me. And so I saw a little island out in the ocean, and I took baby steps to get there. And as I took my baby steps, I turned around, and this black mass were baby steps behind me. And by the time I reached my island, I put my toes in the sand. There was one beach chair. I looked up, and there was no black mass. I had walked away from this thing that was scaring me. And I took those baby steps, and that's one of the things that got me through what I had to do to get better.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, you're a survivor. Your
An
story needs to be
inspiration
it's an
too.
inspiration and a
Yeah.
survivor and an inspiration. Your story needs to be a movie or documentary. Are you looking into that?
I am. Some people have gotten with me. I just know I was interviewed by CNN in 48 hours. That was like 2 years ago. And since I've written the book, one company has gotten in touch with me to possibly write my story. So we'll see what happens with that.
All right. Well, best of luck. Your book is available on Amazon and all different finer bookstores. Do you have a website as well? People can buy it.
No, I don't have a website, but I'm on Facebook. and I have a link to to Amazon on there. And I want to say that Emily Lucchese, my co-author, I couldn't have done it without her. She took all my thoughts and wrote them down on paper so eloquently that my book wouldn't exist without her.
All right. Thanks again, Kathy. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right. You're listening and
Yeah.
watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.